Yo, this is WSoul13 bringing you Raid Shadow Legends. And today, open up the salt mines, yo, because you're gonna witness an F2P account open up a ton of void shards right here, outside of 2x and outside of 10x. So, what exactly is going on today? Alright, so far during the we're doing raid on a treadmill again, and so far during the fusion for Gaius the Gleeful, so I'm doing pretty good. I'm right on pace to get him by the end of the event. One thing we're looking forward to is the champ chase event, so we'll do that this weekend. But really, what we're here for is, you know what? Take a look at the news real quick. News time. Gear removal cost reduction. So let's get that out of the way, because everybody's gonna ask, like, oh, is this the time? Should I be waiting only for this time to move around gear and all that stuff? So there is actually a answer to that question, and you need to move your gear around when you have to beat content. That's it. The reason why you want to do it that way instead of waiting around for events like these is because beating content at the moment is kind of a little bit more important than saving whatever, 1 million silver, maybe 2 million silver. But it's up to you. You could probably use this time. You've been thinking about doing some gear reshuffling on your champs. No big deal. Go ahead and use this event. So there's just way too many things now in Raid where we need to do things according to Raid schedule. So Plarium sets the schedule. We do the fusion events. We have a schedule where we do the dungeon ones, right? So like, I don't do dragons every day. If you're an earlier account, you should probably be doing dragons every day, but I'm a later account, so I'm like super endgame, honestly, even for an F2P account. So, you know, which brings us to, so yeah, Plarium gets to dictate when we play the game, and this is another kind of thing where they're dictating when we can move gear around. And what I'm saying is, I think the impact is pretty minimal, in my opinion. So it's not really worth it that much to wait that long to move your gear. Wait for an event like this, unless they're going to do it every week or something. If this is a weekly thing, then maybe it's worth waiting for. It depends, you know, faction wars in particular. It's very hard to time when the crypts are open. So let's look at the main event. Why you clicked. You clicked because Riho. And you're thinking, oh my god, there's just no freaking way I could ever pull this champ. You're like, whatever, 90, 80, 180 days into the game, 200 days into the game, 1 year into the game. You probably don't have 90 void shards available to pull this lady. So never mind whether she's good or not good. Like, do you even have the voids to pull her? So, surprise, surprise, I have the voids to pull her. So let's talk about guaranteed champ events real quick and what this means to you as an F2P low spender. Like, is this something to look out for? So there's a video in my channel somewhere. It's been so long, but I made a bet that eventually they were going to roll out a void legendary, a guaranteed void legendary. So let's talk about voids real quick. Like, what are you hoping to get out of your void shards if you're an F2P low spender? My opinion is not legendaries. you want unkillable. That's it. That's, you open these shards and you're praying to get unkillable. Yeah? And there's so many comps now that just kind of need just one champ. I mean, budget Maneater needs Maneater and Painkeeper, which are both void champs. One is a rare, the other one's an epic. And then I think the other one would be Mid Seeker, which is the Mita and Seeker, essentially. I think you just need those two champs to make that work. Although, you know, Batman comps with just Seeker actually is pretty good, except they're not unkillable. So, you know, as far as unkillable goes, and Seeker obviously isn't a void champ. The same, like in terms of like impactful one champ pulls for a clan boss, for voids, you really want Maneater or Mita. That's it. Those two are broke. And there are so many other great void epic champs that you can pull that are very good at specific content in the game. So like Skull Crown is amazing in Arena. Before you get Arbiter, after you get Arbiter, she's still good. Another one is Inquisitor Shamel. He's kind of like almost necessary to beat Hard Doom Tower. There are other ways to beat Hard Doom Tower, not just with Inquisitor Shamel. But Inquisitor Shamel makes that path linear for you, you know? Put a bunch of buff up and then assassinate the problematic champ in the wave, right? So that's what Inquisitor Shamel does. And then you got Madame Ceres, which is probably the best buff removal champ, you know, in the game right now. She's probably up there. For epics, for sure, she's the #1 buff removal champ. What else am I missing for void epics? Did I miss anybody? Anyways, I'm sure you'll let me know if I missed somebody. So the reality is, the majority of the good pulls that you're hoping for with void shards are epics. So pulling outside of 2x for voids is not appealing at all. You know. So now we get to here. Why is an account like mine able to pull right now? And how is it able to acquire all these void shards? And the answer is, over time, just play the game, get my rewards, play normal Doom Tower, it always has a void shard there. And then, really, the best source of void shards are clan boss chests. So here's another question. So since I've been doing Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, right? If you're already doing Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, is there an incentive for you to keep playing the game? So some people, the answer might be no. Not everybody's interested in beating Hard Doom Tower. Even though Hard Doom Tower, I think, represents, right now, a Hard Doom Tower 120 clear represents like the upper echelon of raid players. So I think from the anniversary event, only 1.something%, 1.6% of players ever finish Hard Doom Tower 120. You know, actually, I've had a little bit of a milestone too in that account, even though I haven't been playing my main account really the way it should be played, because I've been doing this new Game Plus thing where I integrate all my main account stuff with like trying to piece together a clan boss team just for this year. So I'm not going to include Riho. Obviously, Riho is not going to be included in this quote-unquote new Game Plus clan boss build. I mean, it's kind of disgusting if I put her in there, because I can understand if people were able to get Wheatear for 15 Sacreds. I think they did Kyoku, I think, for 15 Sacreds as well. So those two I can understand if you have them. But 15 Sacreds is so much easier to have on hand than 90 plus void shards, you know? So, for an F2P low spender, I mean. And a lot of people pulled last weekend because they had a 10x for some pretty good void legendaries, even though as an F2P low spender, you should never look at the 10x legendaries, only the 10x epics. Alright, and then guaranteed epics, we've had Godseeker Neri, Inquisitor Shamel, Madam Ceres. I think all for around 25 void shards each, or 25 or 30 voids each. So if they do a guaranteed champ event right after this, like a month later, there's a good chance I won't be able to get it. I won't be able to get that void champ. So it does represent a risk for what I'm trying to do with this account right now. But at the same time, my account is fully done with the game as far as I'm concerned. Already finished Hardoon Tower, all 3 versions, 120 clears. It's just the secret rooms, I guess. I haven't done. Hydra, I haven't really scaled up beyond normal Hydra yet. I mean, I just haven't been that interested in it, to be honest. And I've been doing this content more. So yeah, this is going to be a treat for y'all because I wanted to save this kind of like moment to break these shards open for an event similar to this. Riho is not, I don't think she's considered as a top tier void legendary, in my opinion. So many champs can do what she does like separately, and you just mash those things together in clan boss anyway. So, you know, the synergy of the other champs that are cheaper to get or easier to level up, easier to book, versus just the one champ, Riho, that does the thing. We'll do a clan boss comp with her, obviously, but it's gonna be more like a trophy thing for me. So this is just me saying, I played the game so long, I was able to wait out opening void shards for so long, and I was able to get Riho. I mean, I was able to get the other guaranteed void champs too. I did get Ceres, Shamel, and Godseeker Neri. So I have a feeling I'm gonna have to miss the next one if they do another guaranteed void event. But this is the first time ever they're doing a legendary for a void shard. I called it many years ago when they, last year I think, when they first rolled out, many months ago I mean, when they first rolled out this guaranteed champ events, I said, watch out, because eventually they're going to do a guaranteed void legendary. I think Riho, how would I rate her in terms of a guaranteed legendary? I think she's a lot like Lady Kimmy, where she does do things that only Riho can do. Because of all the debuff she puts up, 3-turn cooldown block, debuff with heal, you know. So she's kind of a beast, honestly. Especially for clan boss. I can see her keeping a non-unkillable team alive for 50 turns, which is a recipe for an easy 2-key, 2 or 3-key for Ultra Nightmare. So she could be the one champ that can get you to 2 or 3-key Ultra Nightmare. But then the question is, does everybody have 90 void shards? The answer obviously is no. They did a poll on Reddit where they asked if you had the voids, would you pull for her? More than half the people said they would pull for her if they had the voids. So what is the answer here? How do you get a lot of void shards? I'm not talking 90. 90 is an insane number. So 25, I think 25 on hand is a very reasonable number to have. Especially if you can get Godseeker and Neri out of it, which they offered up this year. How do you do that? Exactly. And how you do that is by following my method for playing the game, which is you lean on your free champs, on your good rares, on your good epic pulls that you do along the way, and then you play the fusion events. Try to get lucky during the fusion events, spend your shards wisely. You basically skip every other 2x and 10x once you start playing the fusion events, you know. I understand before that you're going to need some champs, so you open up during 2x only. But after that, after you kind of have your first stage 20 dungeon set, or you hit all the pity timers, right? So that's what this channel is about. It's about teaching you how to use the pity timers, how to use the free champs in the game, how to use the best rares in the game, you know? That's it. That's what we want to try to do. As you've noticed, I've avoided using Bellower and Cold Heart a lot in these builds. And the reason why is because A void rare is way harder to get than a mystery shard rare. That's just the reality. My personal experience was I never pulled a cold heart until after I got Arbiter. Can you imagine how frustrating that would be if that was you? Yeah. Although they did give cold heart away as a guaranteed void rare. I think 7 voids. So yeah, something to look out for if they do it again. Without further ado, here we go. Buckle up. The other question is, are my shards going to be hot during this 90? It's possible, actually. I feel like I haven't pulled a void legendary champ. Who's the last one I pulled? I think the last one I pulled was Soulless. And I don't remember exactly when I pulled for Soulless. So this is the reason why it's so hard for people to stomach pulling during guaranteed events. Is because, like void shards, you really want epics. You know, so unless it is the guaranteed epic you want to get, you really don't want to see 10 pulls of voids with all void rares. My God, that's terrible, right? And I get it. This is why this is kind of like a milestone for me, like a trophy almost. And I'm glad you guys have been around for the ride. You've seen the account kind of like flourish and progress throughout the years on Reddit. I've been trying to bring it to you on video. And yeah, it's been fun actually. Try to bring up the account, try to distill all the info about race. So we're talking 20 straight shards now without a single epic. Do you know how terrible that would be? The feels, bro. So let's say you're gambling for a 10x. This is why I recommend going for like a hard cap when you gamble for 10x. You can literally go 20 deep without a single epic if 2x isn't on, you know. I mean, you know, you can still do it when 2x is on, but it's a lot less likely, right? So hopefully we break our curse and we finally pull an epic here. You know, Riho is the prize, obviously. This is kind of like a culmination of, so did we do 30 straight void shards without a single epic? My God, that's beyond terrible. So, if there is something really that I've learned about Raid is that you want to keep shards unopened. Yeah? So your 90 void shards of like random epics and maybe a legendary versus 90 void shards of random epics and maybe a legendary, plus you get Riho. You know, the plus you get Riho thing is a big deal, yo. It's just this example too. That you can apply the same logic to Inquisitor Shamel, to Godseeker Nero. We finally got an epic. It's Ursala. It's actually pretty nice. Gale long raids, not so nice. So there are a lot of duds in terms of like void epic champs, you know, which is, again, the upper echelon of the void epics are truly game changing, and then a lot of the void epics are kind of trash. Who is this? Basher. Basher is an underrated void epic, in my humble opinion. He is actually pretty good. So we had 3 in 50. So those are pretty terrible odds. You're kind of hoping for like 1 out of every 10 at least. That's kind of like beating the odds by a little bit. What do we got? Oboro. Okay. Oboro's not bad. Exemplar. Exemplar is terrible. Alright. So we're waiting for Riho right here. We'll see what happens. Whew. Alright. Golden Reaper. So I got asked this question a lot when I first did my free-to-play low spender guides. Like, is Golden Reaper a thing you should be thinking about for your first like squad? And the answer really is that Haikatun is better. The only thing Golden Reaper has on Haikatun is Golden Reaper can help you put decreased attack on the clan boss, you know. But other than that, I don't feel like Golden Reaper is the way to go. Yeah, there's been so many videos about Golden Reaper being good. It's just, oh, the Mytha, nice. So the Mytha is definitely a monster pull here. If you compare that to the Seeker, you have an unkillable theme. I mean, and it's Riho, right? Okay, so I guess my shards are going to be hot after this for sure. But now we have Riho. Let's take a look at what she does. So 90 for an extra Demitha. I already have a Demitha. But Riho, what does she do? So you have an A1 that puts continuous heal on. It's attacks one enemy, but it just puts a big continuous heal on ally with the lowest HP, and then 7% the small continuous heal on all allies with 30% or less HP. So she's really good for clan boss. If you can get her on counter attack type gear, she'll be really, really good. Because that way she's countering and putting on continuous heals on your guys. They last a little bit longer on the clan boss. So by a little bit longer, you're talking maybe like an extra 1 to 3 turns maybe. But it's worth it for clan boss because those turns is when you rack up some extra damage. And then this is kind of like one of her money skills, which is she'll basically turn a boss off by herself. No crit rate, decrease attack, weaken, decrease defense, HP burn, and a stun for like PvE and arena. She's good in arena actually. Although, you know, as an F2P low spender, arena is not really the place you want to have your power in. It's just the way the game is. Like, arena disproportionately rewards the players that pay into the game, you know? So I think the F2P player pushing for Platinum Arena, I think it's possible if you tailor your entire account to just doing that and you get a little bit lucky in terms of your pulls, then I think you can push for Plat maybe like once in 3 months maybe. As an F2P, purely F2P, and you got lucky and you're playing the game for maybe like 2+ years like me, and your account is stacked just based on your lucky pulls, maybe. But now with what do you call that? The dupe system for the champ, it's really hard to beat those +4 arbiters, man. And +4 CPs, +4 meta champ, right? Those are hard to beat right now. And this, I think, is the skill that makes her really good for clan boss, which is she gets a decrease, she gets a block debuff and heal, and then I think remove all debuffs. Yeah, so it's a cleanse, a heal, and then block debuff, and it's a 3-turn cooldown and fully booked. This is the money skill right here for clan boss. You do a 1-for-1 clan boss team. Probably better with a counter attack, to be honest. Champ, and that's going to be the tough part to try to get. So let's see what they do. If they give us Skull Crusher as a guaranteed champ, that will be amazing this year. And then when receiving any debuffs, it only transfers them to the attacker. So unfortunately, this doesn't work with debuffs that can't be removed. So if you're taking Bomal, it won't work against him. The only thing I can see that they can do to kind of like tune Bomal to be a little bit easier to beat would be to make the bombs removable. So I don't know if that's a thing they're going to think about doing, but that could be a way to tune Bomal down a little bit. So like cleansing becomes a thing, you know. Riho can become a thing there. And then, what is this? Attack. All factions. So yeah, I'm pretty happy, honestly, to claim one of the F2P players that has been able to pull Riho. So, like, you know, I feel like the game is opening up in a lot of ways right now because of the fusion events, because of the guaranteed champ events. So it's really becoming a clear choice between, can you diamond hand those shards, bro? Can you do it? And I'm telling you right now, you can do it. And all you gotta do is lean on your free to play staples. Alright, so we're gonna go through all these guys later on down the line, but somebody like Drexstar Blood Twin, my god, what an amazing champ to have in your account. You can get him probably in 150 days if you're really keeping up with the fragments. 200 days is probably reasonable as well, you know. And then by that 200 days, you will have some of the drinks, possibly one of the best champs in the game, just because she's free. And then Broadmaw can get you through Dragons 20 without getting lucky. And then you start every game with your foundation of the F2P Trinity. It's going to be Haikatu in 30 days, Starter, War Maiden. And you got all these utility champs, like Valerie for Scarab King, Templar for Bomo, Armiger for any place that needs decreased turn meter, Zephyr Sniper, the tank for Spiderlings, you know. And then there are some like weird things to like cleanse here from Spirit Host for Nether Spider. That could be a thing, you know. And then some pity timers like Lord Legionary for Fire Knight. One of the best control champs in the game is the first Doom Tower reward, Archmage Helmet. Finally, the events themselves could give you something like Filja, which was one of the best fusion epics they've ever given away. You know, you could have gotten her for practically nothing this year. Even as a brand new player, I feel like it would have been very reasonable to have had her in your account. And then of course, Alexander, somebody they gave away for free last year until January, I think, of this year. So he's going to be phasing out of the account, unfortunately, because a lot of people are not going to have him from here on out. This is a shame, really, because he's actually pretty decent. He can be scaled up to do a lot more damage later on with books, unfortunately. So you're going to have to commit to him books-wise to have him deal a little bit more damage. And it's not going to be amazing damage, but it's going to be something. And he's useful all throughout the game. So there we go. Not Ninja level, obviously. Ninja is the one that got away for a lot of people. Sorry about that. Peace out.